Good evening, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. This webinar is brought to you by Atara Solutions. My name is Grace Nzula. I am a trainer and HR consultant with Atara Solutions and a manager at Panessa Training Institute, and I'm your host. Atara Solutions is an HR consulting and training company that provides total HR solutions to employers and employees. We also provide training services in HR, sales, and soft skills. For more information, you can reach us on info@atarasolutions.co.ke. So Get It Right, which is the program we are tuned in this evening. Get It Right with Atara Solutions is a platform that seeks to demystify issues in entrepreneurship and employment. We do this in partnership with the Lego Academy, a software development and capacity building academy. They are continuing with their November intake. So if you're still looking for a place to hone your IT skills, to learn how to develop softwares, or even come up with a website and run your social media, if you want to learn about data security, kindly get in touch with Zalego Academy. You can talk to Eric, who is at eric@zalego.com, or their social media pages at Zalego Academy. Congratulations to our winners, Whitney Joy and Lois Mongai, who won the offer from Sorel Laundry in Ruaka, who do same-day cleaning services. Kindly, Whitney Joy, get in touch with me. I know Lois Mongai, we have contacted her. Whitney Joy, we have no idea how to reach you. Please get in touch with me so that you can get a chance to claim your gift. Regina Motuko, who won a gift from Tanu's Hamper. I think those ones have already met. Kabara Jane, who won a gift from PAL Radio. Please, Kabara Jane, if you're tuned in or any of you know Kabara Jane, kindly ask her to get in touch with me. And then we have Evans Kiprotich and Joseph Karume, who won a gift hamper from Balkan Housing. Now, Evans Kiprotich and Joseph Karume won because they were the first people to respond to our research questions. We have sent, we are trying to collect data on how to make these webinars better. And therefore, there's an email that came to your inboxes. Kindly respond. And Evans Kiprotich and Joseph Karume were the first people to actually respond. And therefore, you have won a gift from Balkan Housing. You can always get in touch with me so that we can introduce you to Balkan Housing, and then you get to pick your giveaway. Whitney Joy, okay. So we continue to celebrate life, and therefore the giveaways are still up for grabs. Our partners in this November are Serenity Studios, who have been producing our videos. You can check them out on Instagram and Facebook. They are actually running offers for expectant moms. So if you're looking to do a shoot, kindly contact them. They're called Serenity Studios. They are on FB and Instagram. They're doing such an amazing job. PAL Radio, who is at 96.9 FM in Nairobi. Again, 96.9 FM in Nairobi. It's a Christian radio station who have also been gifting our audience. By the way, on Thursday at 11 a.m., I'll be answering questions at PAL Radio, so you can tune in at 96.9 FM. Then we have Good Fortune Greens, a green grocery shop in Nanyuki, who have offered a grocery basket for our Nanyuki audience. And actually, this one is up for grabs today. We have JC Beauty, who is offering natural hair and beauty products. She's based in town. We are so excited that she launched her own brand, and we get a chance to celebrate with her. And therefore, one of her gift hampers will go to one of our audience. We also have Wild International, who have offered a free Skillerizer class. Skillerizer is a flagship program developed over the last 15 years, enabling entrepreneurs to identify the principles of becoming profitable in business. So if you're an entrepreneur and looking how to make your business more profitable, then Skillerizer, offered by Wild International, is a program you need to sign up for. It is normally, it's a program that is delivered within 3 months, which is broken down to 4 sessions. So if you want to know more about this, kindly visit the Wild International social media pages or their website, or you can get in touch with Joram Mwinamo. who is the CEO. And then we have Balkan Housing, a real estate company. They are in the business of buying and selling land and real estate management. They're based in Nairobi. They've already offered some giveaways for our audience. They're actually saying if you buy a piece of land from them and you say that you're an audience of Get It Right, you will get a discount. So if you're here and you're looking to invest in land, kindly get in touch with Balkan Housing and you will get a chance to buy it at a discount. Then we have Capriccio Pastries, who run a cake shop. You can check them out on Instagram at Capriccio_T_. Again, Capriccio Pastries. They actually, someone will get to walk away with something from them this evening. So as promised, our Nanyuki audience, our YouTube followers, and one of you might get a chance to just walk away with something this night. So this is our 21st webinar. We started with how to register your business legally. And last week we were looking at, we had a premiere session on Q&A sessions on HR matters. And I think this is something that we will look at doing in subsequent sessions at some point. If you missed any of our webinars, as always, they have been uploaded on our YouTube channel, Atara Solutions, ATARAH Solutions. So you can check it out and kindly subscribe and click the notification button. Next week, we are going to focus on your personal growth. We will be discussing career stagnation. As always, allow me to remind you why Get It Right with Atara Solutions started in the first place. Did you know that 22% of businesses fail in the first year? That means all the businesses that started in January 2020, 22% will not see December. So that means because we are in the second week of November, probably some of them have already failed. 30% will not see 2021. So by next year, 30% of those businesses will no longer be in existence. 50% in the fifth year, and 70% don't see their 10th anniversary. So if you're running a business that is more than 10 years old, congratulations, you're doing very well for yourself. So the numbers have to change, and this is why Get It Right with Atara Solutions is trying to educate you as much as possible, choosing as many as relevant topics as we can. So I am honored and privileged to introduce our speaker of the day. His name is Jai Nathwani. He is the operations manager at Soilex Prosolve Limited, as in soil and EX. You can look them out on Facebook, Instagram, and he'll tell you more about the camp. They're a manufacturing firm based in an industrial area that produces detergents, and they offer all your cleaning solutions. So if you're looking for cleaning machines, for detergents, for those of you who are running laundries, if you have stains on your tiles in your house, you can get in touch with Soilex or through Jai. So we invite you, our audience, to ask as many questions and we will answer as many as possible. So, Jai.
Thank you, Grace, for that introduction.
Do you work for your father or with your father?
I work with my father, as we are in the same, the company is one. So we work together. Yes, okay. We work together. Yes. Yeah. So I would like to first thank everyone also for tuning in. And I'll just give a bit of a history. So the company started over 39 years ago. And it started off with just one customer, my father working for my uncle with one customer only. When one product, one customer. Then after some time, the customer went away. So the company wanted to shut down because they only had one product and one customer. And my father said, no, I'm going to take over. So as a one-man show, he took over and said, now we start all cleaning hygiene products to institutes, hotels, cleaning companies, not to consumer market. So it initially started off as just the cleaning products, making it multi-purpose and all over 50 products. Then, as we say, total cleaning solution, we saw because institutes, hotels, and cleaning companies, they want the whole package. So we said, then he decided, he offers the whole package. So that's how it started. And I joined in 2016. So it's not how, let's say, all a brief history. I was abroad before, working abroad in Australia. I studied IT, and it was not like all typical. The moment you just have that your father's business, you know what, finish university or college and join the business. It was not like that, and that's not how it should also be. So I worked before a few other jobs before, as like stores, as IT, as sales, various fields, right? And so then 2016, I came back to Nairobi, joined the business, but didn't join the business and got a luxurious car. Joined actually to work my way up. So when I joined, you wouldn't believe it actually. You would at that time you would think, oh, I'm joining the family business. I should have an office right upstairs. But no, that was not the case, right? When I joined, I actually, you wouldn't believe it, the car I got, most of the time I would call a tow truck to come and actually take it. So I had to work my way up basically, right? Not, oh, you just got the family business, there you go, here's your nice office. No, actually started off with like handling the stores, put basically from groundwork. And that's the right way, I would say, to join the business, right? So that's a bit of the history about how I joined and the right way of joining. Initially, when you came back in your mind, and everyone asking, it's your family business, why don't you just join? Why are you doing all the stuff down, or why you're not a director straight away? I would actually say no, that is not the right way to do it, because you want to join, you need to know the groundwork for you to know the rest of the stuff. So from my experience, when I joined and all, I started off with all the basic stuff and learning everything, the day-to-day operations, what happens, how it goes. And in that process also, experience from working somewhere else, not straight with the family, it really helped in now prosper to make it better in the family business, which is what I started with. So we take, for example, procedures in place to put them, that all comes from experience from other places, procedures, products, customers, what to do. And working for your family is not as easy as people think it is. That, okay, I'm my own boss, I can do what I want, I can leave what I want, I can order people what to do. That is actually that's the wrong attitude, or you can say the wrong idea. You should not have that idea. It's actually triple the responsibilities. And you won't see it within the first year or so, but within the second year, all is coming in your mind is, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What business am I going to do? Where am I going to go? That's what's even in the middle of the night, you're thinking, oh, I have this idea, right? So with family, with the business, a lot of people will think, why is the boss coming late? Or why you coming late? They don't know there's a lot behind the scene, I would say, that happens, where as much as you would go home or something, whereas being in the family business, there are also more expectations. You, on the other hand, are scheduling meetings. You are going to like 4, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, while driving to the office also. You are sending emails out. You're thinking of new ideas, right? So we come back now to the topic of working with the family and all. It's also, it has its pros and cons, right? So some things are maybe not that easy to get through because it's family and all. They might be thinking, no, this is wrong, this is right. So as an advice, it's always good, I would say, to get a third party, like either a consultant or someone, because sometimes it could be with emotions, or it could be the wrong decision making also. So it's not just, oh, because it's the family thing, I can go ahead with it, I can get it. Though you're working with family, you should still think, okay, I'm at this. If I was working somewhere here, what would be the protocols, what would I do, because you can get very carried off with saying, okay, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do X, Y, and Z, but not looking at the whole picture. Consulting would be also one of the right things to do with family and all, always to have the meetings. Although sometimes with the family and all, it's not that easy to have the meetings, I would say. But it's trying to make it that as much as possible. My theory is always don't mix personal and business. And yeah, so a bit of also more how always be on the ground. Never, you should know what is always happening. So don't expect just because I'm joining, I'm going up. Learn. If you're in manufacturing, you should know how to operate those machines. It doesn't mean that you're going to go operate the machines. It doesn't mean because you hold the last name of the family, you cannot enter production. You cannot go say talk to your drivers. Why? Because I'm the boss's son. That's not the right way. You should actually work your way up. Meaning when I joined, actually, honestly speaking, at first when I joined, I was like, why am I not the director? I should be straight in the office. Why am I not sitting here? But I'm glad it didn't happen like that, because I would not have learned what I've learned today from the ground level. Let me give an example. Right now, anyone can buy an aeroplane, a helicopter. You can buy it, but can you fly it? Is the thing you need. So example going to that is, you should know when you move up there, you should know what is ground. So you should know what your staff are doing, your drivers, your machines. If today someone doesn't come, you should be able to say, you know what, I can operate that machine. Doesn't mean you have to do it, right? But you should know. So when you do move up, and you've earned, not because it's my father, I'm getting the shareholder. When you have earned it, then you will now be a bit more relaxed, but you will know what is happening. Because like Grace said earlier in her thing, only 30% succeed, right? And why is that? Because what happens is they join immediately, and then, oh my God, I have no idea what is happening down there. I'm being pulled around. So if someone kind of tells you, I need 20 of these, in reality, you only need 10. So learn management from beginning, and hard work always pays off. From my experience, I would say, yes, hard work pays off. Nothing is easy. Actually, it would be much easier if, let's say, you're working for someone, because expectations are less, answers are not so much on you. Whereas now when you're working for your own, you are more responsible. Naturally, working for your own, you have more responsibilities and a bit more trust. So if you lose that trust, then it's not a good thing. So I have said quite a lot, and more than giving a lot of talk, I'd just like to say one or two things. One is, before you join your family business, no matter what the name or something is, I would always say first work for someone, so you have that discipline. Because as much as you say, no, I'll join the business, I'll have that discipline, let's face it, there'll be always some leeway being family. So first work for someone. From my experience, work for someone, gain that experience, so when you now join the business, you know what you're doing, right? That would be my first thing. Don't say I'm joining and I want to be a director straight away. Work your way through. Now that's a bit brief of what I have to say. And it is difficult sometimes trying to, I know there were a few things where people asking, do you have policies in place and systems in place? It's not easy, but it's possible. It's possible, depending on your determination to do it. And yeah, depending on determination, if you're going to do it. And as an advice, good to get an outsourced person, so there's no conflict between family, because there can be conflict sometimes, right? So Grace, I think that's about it, what I can say. And I think let's open the floor to people. There'll be more question and answers.
Okay. Thank you
Yes.
very much, Jai, for your summary and for your experience. And just out of curiosity, because I have the privilege of knowing you and your family, was it your decision to earn the shareholding, or who made the decision?
I'm still not a shareholder.
You see?
So, and you've got to, like I said, as much that share is just a title, or it's just you've got to earn it, right?
Yes.
If I want to be right now, I can buy Safaricom shares and say I'm a shareholder,
Yeah.
right? I can buy
Mhm.
Safaricom, I can buy so many shares, right?
Yes.
So
Mhm.
more than it's let your action speaks louder. And to say that the company has been there over 39 years, when I now joined after 2 or 3 years, we for the first time last year got into top 100.
Mhm.
After I could have been a shareholder from beginning, but what has really spoken more is for 39 years a company, but for the first time after I joined and all, after a lot of 2 to 3 years of hard work, we got into the top 100 medium-sized businesses. So I think that should speak more. I rather have that than even a shareholder. That should speak more.
Okay. Okay. Understood.
Yes.
Understood. But now my question would be, and I hope we can have your dad here one of these fine days to tell us,
Yes.
because I've noticed most Asian Kenyan owned businesses
Yes.
have that tendency of withholding the shareholder until people earn it. So is it something that they are taught in school? Is this in the family constitution? Or how does this come about?
So it's not in the constitution. In the situation, I would say it should be earned. And even if you do want to be the shareholder, it's right for the person then to invest also.
Mm-hmm.
Not to get it just, okay, here's a family name, take the shares. It
Okay.
should be followed the right way. So you should imagine, if I'm working for another company, what would be the protocols and the procedures? Have I followed those protocols? So when you actually get that shareholder, you will appreciate it and you'll cherish it. You'll look after
Mm-hmm.
it. Yes.
That's true. That's very
Yes.
true. So, and you talked about always knowing what is happening. So how do you know what is happening every day, even when you have moved the ranks? Because after you started from the lowest rank, you move, right? You
Yes.
develop. So how
Yes.
do you move those ranks? What informs your next move?
Okay, so to know your next move is, what's very important also is delegation of work also, right? And for you just to spare, we easily spare, even to spare 1 hour just to go around and monitor and see, okay, this is what happened, this is this, a summary, or you delegate. Once you go through it, now it's you to analyze and say, okay, this is a summary. What's the way, the most important thing, what's the way forward? Either we went into even if you went into a negative or a positive,
Mm-hmm.
whichever it is, yours is just to analyze and see, okay, we did X, Y, and Z. Why? What's the, and most thing, what's the way forward?
Mm-hmm.
What's
Mm-hmm.
the way forward? If we made these many products or something, what's the way forward? Why can't we make, if we made 100, why can't we make 200? Now that's where you come in, because the people will tell you we cannot make 200 because we
Mm-hmm.
don't have machines. So now that's
Mm-hmm.
your part of a role you play. Okay, you can't make 200 because that machine, let me do the research to get you the machine to make 200. Because you have got to give your people the tools. Now what happens is we forget, if we don't look at that, they'll keep making. When you realize, oh, if I gave them this tool, I would have made more money.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what is happening there, you'll just be happy and satisfied with 100, when really if you got that tool, you could have made 200.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that interest you have to take, and also they can see that no, he's taking interest. Let's give him the right information. Let's get the tool so we can work as a team.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
how is the transition? Because the way your company was being run, say 35 years ago before you joined, is
Mhm.
different from the way it's run now. And there's this transition period where you're I know you're busy installing systems, you're busy coming up with policies and just streamlining things. How is that transition, and what have been your lessons?
Okay, so doing that transition is not easy. As in anyone in human, changes are not easy, especially when there's been no policies in place. Yes, so it's not easy. And I'll tell you from my experience, initially, I was like, you know what? I'm the one in charge of this. Listen to me. Here's the paper, take it. You have to listen to me. That's how initially I started it. Listen to me, listen to me. I'm the one in charge. But to realize it didn't work. You might actually, the trick is you might have the idea, I want it like this and this, but the most important, consult your team. When you're making the changes, let your team feel they're part of it and ask them, look, I want to do this. Is it possible? And then let them be part, because at the end of the day, they're the ones who are going to have to do it. So it's not easy. It takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of effort. But the way I can answer that to you is, after I did all that, we're going to top 100. But it took around 3 years. So it's not easy. But main key point is involve your team. Involve your team and do it as a teamwork, not as here are the orders. This is what, here's the paper, do 1, 2, and 3. No, let it come from your team.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
we have had a lot of people who complain that they do not want to work for family-owned businesses, right?
Yes.
What have you done to make your place people-friendly, so to speak? Or how do we encourage people to actually get to trust family businesses again?
Well, that's where now the first thing is, like I said, you see, when they've just joined the business straight, that's where the issues happen, where they struggle, because they join straight away the business. So they have no idea about like what are the protocols, what is to do, how to do it. They're not in the person's shoes. So they want to straight, and then if it doesn't happen their way, it becomes an issue, right?
Yes.
So the way to do it is, as I say, is first work somewhere else. But when you're joining with the fact, always good to have a third party consultant in. Either it could be like the HR, a sales consultant, or the HR consultant. But what happens is to guide them, because with all family being, you could also, emotions could also come. You could go on. That's when there's a lot of disputes. No, why did you not agree with me? Why did you not agree with me? Let them hear from a third party, right? No, what my reason was saying is actually correct. So it's always good to have some other consultant on board for it to be, but it's not what you're saying. It doesn't mean just because it's a family business that there'll be issues. There are also other businesses I know that are not family owned, but still have issues, because at the end, you are still, like if it's Soilex, we are still working under the Soilex umbrella. It's the company, right? Today, the directors could go, or someone else could come. The company is still one. So technically, you're working under the umbrella of the company. So you shouldn't be like, oh, he's the shareholder. Because if it succeeds because of you, right, it's the whole team succeeding, right? Not all because of this. It's the whole team growing. And always I say, let your actions speak louder than words.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I hear you. Now, how do you deal with conflict as a family? And what advice do you give our fellow family-owned people in family-owned businesses? How can they address their conflicts?
Well, there are conflicts even with me. There are many conflicts and all. The best way I would advise, is more like, you can say, getting, as I strongly say, from experience, you're getting a consultant in. So when both have an issue, instead of the both families ripping each other's heads off, sit down and this is, I'm talking from experience, sit down on a table with a third party and both present the cases. Okay, this is why we are arguing this, then let it be out, or sit and talk. Because if you just argue, at the end of the day, it's a family on business. If the family cannot get along, the bosses can't get along, then what's going to happen to the business? It's just going to go down, or people will know these guys always argue and fight, right? So either if first thing is sit down, go have a cup of coffee or something, talk it out. If that doesn't work and there's still argument, get a professional, not another family member or not a friend, so the friend can support your side. No, get a professional consultant in and then talk it out.
Now, my question would be, again, now after the conflict and you're very mad at someone, but you still have to go and face them at home. Do you normally take work at home, or how do you separate the two?
Yes, it's something like you can say, okay, it's on different people, but like me, it ends up taking work home and you end up talking about it, and so it ends up, as much as you don't want it to, it ends up coming, especially maybe you get calls in the evenings, so you tend to. And I used to do it a lot actually before, bring it home, then argue at home and this. Then after, like I said, I got the consultant in and everything, realized when it comes to all, just leave it, right? Unless it's something which is maybe really critical or an emergency or something, don't spoil the relation. Leave it. The next day, it's a working day, go and talk about it. It can really eat you up that, no, I want to talk about it now. No, move it to the next, because you've got to remember you're going to be staying with a person and seeing that person, right? So you don't want to even give an example. When you go to the office, we're not getting along, our ideas don't work, right? Because then now your employees will not even say, no, we can't give anything. So I would say, as much as possible, it's not easy, not trying to talk, you want to talk about it at home, it's not easy, but as much as possible, avoid doing that, and then just leave it when you're at work. Although we do tend to have like meetings at 5, 6, that's a different case, Yes.
Okay, that is quite encouraging. And then my other question would be, when you work somewhere else, the systems you get accustomed to, some people are not able to bring it to their family businesses. What can we do?
Well, the first thing is, okay, that issue happens because of maybe trust or something, or with joining family businesses, some of them are very stuck to, no, it's been working for 20 years like that, we're receiving our money, we're receiving our profits, let it be, right? So the only way I can, first, you've got to be confident in that system yourself, and then it's also trial and error. But for it to work, so you have to give it and say, look, give it to me. You have to go with facts. I'll prove it to you that it will work, But again, with systems, it's trial and error. So to my first point, it came, have a good team with you. So if you haven't, you could have, the trick is, you could have an idea that I want to do system A, B, and C. Fine, have it this. Gather a team. Tell them, look, I want to do this system. These are, from my previous place I've been working, we were doing things like this. Let's try it out this week. And if it works, we continue. If it doesn't work, we'll sit down, see why it's not working, and we'll do something else. But make them, if you make them feel, and that's, I'm telling everyone, try it out and give me your feedback. If you make your team feel a part of it and let them contribute the ideas also, you will see a huge difference, because when it succeeds, they will say, we were part of that project. We were part of that project. Whereas before, it would just be like, yeah, my boss did it, and yeah, I don't know. Yes.
Yeah.
So make them feel like as if they're part of that project. You will get more, or put yourself in their shoes also.
Okay. Now, the last question before I take from the panel, from the attendees, kindly start asking your questions. I see we have a question from Monohe and from Shelmith. But before we get there, Jai, you are an IT, you did a degree in IT, right?
Yes.
Were you forced to come back and join your father's business? Why didn't you stay in Australia and chose to come back to Kenya?
So actually, after I finished my degree, I was working in Australia. My father, quite a few times for me, joined the business. I said no. And then due to some circumstances of some illness and everything, he said, okay, I needed to come down for a short time. I came down for a short time with the mind saying, I'm only coming for a short time till you get back on your, till you recover and get back on your feet, and I'm going back to Australia. And he said, it's okay. But when I came back, then, I started seeing, oh my God, I'm implementing this idea and it's working and it's working. So then I decided, okay, to stay on.
Yeah.
Yes, because you see now, okay, what I was doing before, I've implemented it. I've step by step, I've seen success. So don't try and do all 10 items at one go. Start with one. I saw the success, so it encouraged me more. I saw it working, encouraging more. And yeah, now I love what, even sometimes in the middle of the night, I'm thinking, by the way, I have this idea. Let me note it down. Yes. So
Okay, so
the
now
key
you are
thing is
to
patience.
Australia.
Sorry?
Are you going back to Australia?
Not anymore.
Okay, okay, noted.
So
Now,
the key thing is patience.
okay. So Shalma is asking, kindly speak to someone who is not sure whether to join in the family business, being that it's their father's wish, and also forgetting that they have their own passion and a path they'd like to follow. What would you advise them?
Well, yes, you should follow your path. And being if it's a family business, you have some advantages. You don't have to be there full time. So if you have something you want to try on the side as a path, try it out. No issue, but also try this on the side. So if your family business, there are a lot of things nowadays with 2020, you don't have to be there physically in the office. You can try it on your own. So while she's doing her other side business, she can ask her father, okay, what is it that you are doing? That means, yes, you might have to work at 7 o'clock at night instead. All right, so meaning if you're working your day job and you come home at 6 o'clock, you can ask your father, okay, what is it that you're doing at the company and how can I help? Try it. Maybe go 1 or 2 days. Then automatically you will now want to, then you'll know whether it's for you or not for you. Like I said with my example, when I started initially, I used to be like, I want to leave at 3. I want to go back to Australia. But once I did take one project, you'll see a success, move on to the next.
Yeah, so that then it becomes progressive.
Because if you don't have that motivation, if you leave, she has to work somewhere else, she leaves and goes full time to the father's business, but then no motivation, there won't be any success or anything in there. She'll keep being in her mind, oh, I wish I was working here, I wish I was working here at the other place. So try it both together is what I would advise.
Okay, all right. Now, Monohem is asking, how should family members be compensated?
But why? Compensated for what?
How your salaries? How do you decide on what salary to pay who?
Yes. Now that one now is you're actually, you won't be, when I, okay, the best is to give you examples. When I started, trust me, it was on a very, very low salary. But just remember one thing first. It's your family business. So if it grows, you grow together. So when you start first, it's okay, no problem. It's like how if you're working for any other company, you would ask for a promotion, right? Let your actions speak, right? Show results, show proof, because if you're going to go that extra mile, it's okay. It's your own company at the end of the day. You're going that extra mile for your own. Go that extra mile. It might take some while, and prove it. And then after you prove it, go with facts. Always go with facts. Imagine you're working for someone else, not, oh, it's my father. Look, I've been working till 6 o'clock. I need this. No, show facts, do a presentation like as if you're working for someone else, go with it. Again, it comes. If that doesn't work, this is where conflicts happen. And I always say, once you've had all those facts and all and still doesn't work, get a third-party consultant, because you might emotionally be thinking that I am working and I need X amount, but you could be wrong. Not even your father, you could be wrong, right? Because you're just thinking emotionally that I should get this much. Get it evaluated, that what I'm asking for, is it really reasonable or am I being unreasonable?
Okay, okay, that's well to note. And then we have another question from Charity, which is probably similar, and she's asking, how do you deal with differentiation from your own dreams and the dreams of your father for the and the dreams your father has for the company?
Well, that one I would say is a bit, what I would say the right thing to do is put, instead, everyone has different ideas and all, different the dreams and all, right? You have to go with the age and go what is practical. So rather, the best thing would be is both of them sit together with those both dreams and see which ones there is possible to do. And maybe the father's dream, he has, it's possible, maybe the thing, or maybe both can be combined, right? Because yes, in family businesses, our parents have really brought it up from like say 20 years or so, in the times when it was the difficult times, right? In this generation, we're quite lucky we have got it all there, where in that generation they couldn't even send an email, so they had to do it all the hard way. Now with 2020, we can do it the easy way. So I would always say, hear both sides of the parties, brainstorm it, and then see what is practical with today's age and day.
Okay, all right. That's very good to note. I hope Charity Jai has answered that question for you. And I would like to remind our audience tonight, we still have giveaways up for grabs. So stay tuned. We will announce how. You're gonna get some packages from our partners. No, Charity again is asking, how do you manage staff being rigid because they see you as a replacement?
Yes, that is very that's not easy, because there are people who have been in the company for like say 20 years, and then all of a sudden you just join and you're giving them demands. So yes, it does get a bit difficult, but again, I'll come to what I say is have their trust and all go with facts, and make them feel part of the team, not that you're the boss. So meaning, even when they have issues, sort it out with them and make them, so they don't feel that, okay, this person who has come is just demanding me orders and is not part of, make them be a friend to them. So when you are a friend to them, they can also open up to, they won't feel you have just come and taken over and changed everything.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I was going to ask about the having people who have really worked for so long, for 30, 20 years, and then here you are, you're joining the business, you have a mindset of what you think the business should do, but then their system of what they were used to do. So I think you have answered that quite well. What he has said is you need to make sure that people respect you, not because you are the boss's son, but because you're delivering results.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
now Jai, Gad Kamare is asking, how will you manage your own family? His question was, have you mentored your kids to take over your business? Allow me to change that because I know how old your kids are. So
Yes.
So how do you intend to bring in your children into Soilex? How will you progress to third generation?
So don't do that where from young you're forcing in that mentality, join the business, right? Because for all you know, your child might have been the most intelligent scientist or being in NASA, but because you are so insistent that he or she joins the business, they'll join because you have told them, but they'll bring no input to it. They'll just say, okay, let me come do a few things and go. So I would say what you do is first just let them do what they want. Yes, when they're young, bring them into the office or something so they can see what you're doing. right? Like, okay, this is what I'm doing, then they can see, but let them choose what they want, and then them themselves will probably say they want to come. Like, take my example. So many times he told me, join the business, and I said no. But now when I came with interest to do it, not because I'm forced to do it, right? Same thing to go in the business. Like, if I was told to go in right now, start doing the accounts, I'll get bored, right? And I'll get bored and I'll say, no, I'm bored. When is it 3 o'clock to go home, right? But when I'm doing something that I have interesting, even if it's 5 o'clock, I'm not looking at the time. I have interest. So you will actually drive to succeed the business. As compared, what will happen is you'll just walk in and walk out. So don't put pressure, join immediately. Let it come as it goes. Yes.
Okay. Now, I like this question by Shalma. Tell me, would it be safe to talk about your personal desires to build yourself career-wise with your father, even as you plan to be part-time in the family business, without coming forth as rebellious and without offending your father, so to speak?
So that can also be a bit tricky, because you might then, the father might not want to open up fully to you and say he or she is just coming for 1 or 2 weeks, so, and then that's it. I would recommend for that one, it also depends on the situation and the relation with how the business relation is also. I would actually recommend for that, actually consult a professional. I have done that several times when I just consult a professional and say, look, in that field, like either a sales professional consultant or a business consultant, who is a third party, and say, look, I want to do this, so, and then because every family member is different. So I can't say that, okay, with this it will work there. There's some family who will, how your father will, or your mother, whoever, will react to it. So take it as per the situation, and then also get a third party consultant.
Shalma, did I get your name? Yes, Shalma. I would suggest, in terms of speaking to your father, it is important that you have that conversation with him. And it's not what you say, it is actually how you say it. So talk to him and explain to him what you have in mind, how long you want to do it. Because, for example, if your father is manufacturing detergents, like the case of Jai, and you are somebody who wants to pursue something like architecture, you can't talk to your father and say, allow me to take this path, allow me to do this, not because I'm being rebellious, but because I need to do this for myself, and then I can be part of the family. And I like what Tom Muchuku is saying. Tom Muchuku was one of our panelists in the previous family business session, and he's saying that I think family businesses should recognize that they can be in control of the business without necessarily working in the business. That's his opinion. So if he says that if you're working in a family business, I mean, if there's a chance that your opinion is needed in the family business, you should be able to give it, even though you are not there full time. So like Jay, I think whatever Jay advised resonates with what Tom talked about. So I think that can be clear. And then Simon is asking, do you think working for an established family business may stifle innovation?
Sorry,
Right.
yes.
So do you think working for an established business may stifle innovation? Do you think because your business has been in existence for the last 39 years, it can stand in the way of innovation?
No, because that's basically saying like growth, right? There's no limit to growth. Though the business has been there, it's on you, not on you, but how you handle it, because you could either go up or you could go down. Something that's been established for 39 years, if you don't do it the right way, you could go down, and there's no limit at all. The limit is the sky for growth. So you should always, the mentality, especially being the family business, the mentality you should always be having that there's nothing like impossible. You should be just aiming for the sky.
Okay.
But also when you're, you should just be aiming for the sky at all times.
Okay. Now, like, do you always get, and I think what Simon is asking is, we have always done this. When you're trying to bring in innovation, don't you get resistance and people saying, but we have always done this way?
Yes, it's not easy. So before you bring any innovations, make sure you have first your facts, right? And is it practical? Are you just saying it for the sake of it? It's not easy at all, at all, at all. But if it's going to bring results and you have the facts, why would someone not want to listen? And that's where my thing came to of earlier. You should know your production. You should know. So when someone resists, you can confidently tell them that, no, let me show it to you, right? And I can just give him a perfect example. Just recently, I was trying to do some stuff in my machines, which my people were like, no, we don't want to do it and this. I could confidently say, because I did my research, you know what? Give it to me, I'll make the product. And here are the results. So if you want to do this, always make sure you have the facts, you've done your thing, so you can, when they resist, you have an answer. But not when they resist, you say, okay, let me think about it, or they actually prove you wrong.
Okay. So I know Charity is also asking, how do you and your father determine how you get paid? Because at this point, growing a company, not as you're growing the company, not as a shareholder. And I can start off with that answer, Charity. Most companies need to have pay structures. You need to have salary skills so that at whatever point that person joins, it doesn't matter what their last name is, they actually will earn what people are earning. So what is your experience? What are you bringing on the table? Because just because you have you belong to the family doesn't exonerate you from growing in the system. But I would like to hear your answer, Jai. How do you determine how much you and your father earn?
So, right, exactly what you said below, right? Exactly what you said before. There should be a structure, a sales like anyone else, because one most important thing is you have your employees, your accountants all doing your pay slips. So when they see just because he's the father's son, he's getting an X amount, that's not fair, you know. From experience, I started a very, very low salary, and work your way up. Show this, like the normal procedures. Every year you have if you get a promotion, this is why I deserve it. You determine. Don't go overboard also, right? From my experience, I can tell you, it took me 2 years to just push to get an increment, right? With facts, this, with results. Of course, yes, fight for what is your right, meaning don't get, say, underpaid or something, right? But don't also just go and go blow, say, I need a ridiculous salary. So from what I would say with experience is, have your fact, prove I've done this, this is the thing. Then again, I always repeat, the way it helped me also is I had a third party consultant in, sat down, so they hear it from someone else also. Because sometimes they'll just say, oh, just because you're my son or something, that's why you want such a big amount, right? They might not, you see, you gotta remember, they might not monitor you so much as they would monitor other stuff and do like the reviews and doing all that and the report, because you're either the son or the daughter. So you have got to bring all that on the table and say, I have got this, but not, okay, I've just been coming every 9 to 4. Okay, this, okay, give me, you know, because I have your last name. Yeah, I would not really, if you're joining the family business to worry about getting shares or being a shareholder, then I would say go work for someone else, or just go to the share market and buy 1,000,000 shares. Don't go with that motive of, I want to be a shareholder. I want to, why? You could be a shareholder and the company goes down. Then what's the point of being a shareholder?
True.
Yes.
Okay. So I think we are going to take the last question, but before that, I would like to announce the winners of tonight. I know last week we never really got to announce the winners for the who had answered our research questions. We have sent a survey out to you, our audience. Kindly fill the questions so that you can help us, give us feedback so that we can make these webinars better. So we have Evans Kiprotich and Joseph Karume, who won the gift hamper from Balkan Housing. Evans Kiprotich and Joseph Karume, kindly get in touch with me so that I can let you know how to collect your gift hampers. We also have Whitney Joy. Whitney Joy, kindly get in touch with me so that you can get your package from Sorel Laundry. Having said that, our winner for tonight, we are going to award the first person who made a comment on our YouTube video of the month. And that gift goes to Donna Karaoke. Donna Karaoke, you won a piece of cake, not a piece of cake, a whole cake from Capriccio Pastries. So we will get in touch. Kindly get in touch with me and let me know how we can organize to make the cake delivery for you. Welcome to November, and thank you very much for commenting on our YouTube channel. So yes, our audience, we are actually giving giveaways for the people who are working this journey with us. So Donna Karaoke, you are the first person to make a comment on the November video. So you get a chance to enjoy a cake from Capriccio month. Oh yeah, and it's your birthday month. Excellent, excellent, Donna. So we are gonna make the delivery on your birthday then. So we're going to get in touch, and then Joseph Karume and Evans Kiprotich. So get in touch with me for further engagement. Now, Hezron Okioma, back to you, Jai. Hezron Okioma is asking, most people who work in Asian Kenyan businesses feel like they get the work environment is not conducive in terms of how they're treated. If that is true, is it a kind of a strategy for you to excel in your businesses?
So with that thing, yes, in terms of how they get treated, first thing first, when you make sure first you have systems in place, everything laid out, because why do all those happens? Because there's no guidelines. There's no guidelines. No one is sure what am I supposed to, what am I, okay, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this, you know. So first get guidelines, get strategy in place, procedures, document stuff, right? So then it will work. It should work much better. With family, it's like I said, it's with trial and error, in the sense you try to put the system in place. It's not that difficult. It's not that easy. It's quite difficult, but you have to be determined, right? So if you have a vision that no, it's going to put that vision in place and put it in place and see why are they saying no? Why are they resisting? Because got to remember, they have around 20, 30 years of experience. So there might be a reason why they're saying no, right? Hear it out with an open mind. And then after you hearing it out, go do your research, bring it back on the table, put it down and take it from there. But first thing first, try and implement documentation and procedures so you don't have conflicts. Yes, because that's where conflicts actually come a lot then, because there's no clear guidelines of who is what, this and all that. So then conflicts come a lot there.
Okay, noted.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Jai. It's already 9 o'clock. If you are in our audience today, if you're tuned in and you're in Nanyuki, kindly raise your hand, and a gift hamper from Good Fortune Greens will be yours for grabs. So anyone from Nanyuki who is tuned in, who is part of our audience, raise your hand. Eric, can you see anyone? Please raise your hand so that you can get a chance to walk away with a gift from Good Fortune Greens. I took their pineapples this weekend, and oh my God, they were tasty, they were delicious. So anyone from Nanyuki on our panelists today? I mean, on our audience, kindly raise your hand and you're going to walk away with this giveaway from Good Fortune Greens in Nanyuki. So thank you very much, Jai. I think that was very, very insightful. We have really learned, and thank you for being open and sharing your story. And we're going to continue doing this because we have to educate our people and we have to make sure that we're running sustainable businesses. So this informative this informative discussion is brought to you by Atara Solutions, a HR consulting and training firm in partnership with Zalego Academy, a software development and capacity building academy. This was very insightful. We hope to have sustainable family-owned businesses in Kenya, and we hope to transition in a better way. Thank you very much, Jai. That was very good. Thank you, Zalego Academy, our IT partners. Thank you, Serenity Studios, for your partnership. Thank you, Balkan Housing, Good Fortune Greens, JC Beauty, Wild International, Power Radio, Sorel Laundry, Tunnels Kitchen, Career Management Center, Shishi Naturals for the giveaway. If you would like to be part of the giveaways, you can always get in touch with me and we can organize how. Special thanks to Simon Washira of Think Out Limited, a strategy and communications company, Alex Mwangi, our legal expert. Thank you very much, our audience, for tuning in tonight. It's always a pleasure. Do not forget to tune in to PAL Radio 96.9 FM in Nairobi. And like I said at the beginning, I will be there answering all your HR questions on Thursday from 11 to 12 a.m. So tune in on 96.9 FM in Nairobi. My name is Grace Nzula, a trainer and HR consultant with Atara Solutions, and I have been your host. Please like us on Facebook at Atara Solutions, follow us on Instagram, Atara Solutions, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Atara Solutions. See you next week, same time, same place, as we look at career stagnation. How do we kickstart your career? Because COVID has really brought our dreams and everything to a standstill. And I am seeing a lot of people. Who are these people who want? Nairobi folks can also get that gift hamper. Actually, yes, I will be in Nanyuki this weekend. So who was the first one from Nairobi? Charity. Simon, I'm from Nairobi. So Charity, I will bring you that gift over the weekend. So yeah, Good Fortune Greens, please prepare your package for Charity, and I will make the delivery as I leave Nanyuki on Sunday. So thank you very much, our audience, Jai. It's been a pleasure hosting you.
Thank you very much, everyone.